Okay, so I've been trying to make videos literally for the past 2 months, I think, whenever the last time I made a video was. I was going through like a short film phase. Okay. Yeah, I was going through like a short film phase, so all of my videos were created for like this short film series that I was doing. But then I lost inspiration for that. And then I got busy, and then I started teaching art at a college. It was only for 2 days, but it still counts. And then I did an art show and my car broke down. Didn't have any more money for canvas. Yeah, my life kind of turned into shit real fast. So today I'm going to be painting over this canvas. Like I said, I don't have any more money for loose canvas like this one, the big rolls that I usually buy. So in an attempt to still be able to paint, I'm just gonna find any of my non-inspired canvases. So this one, it was part of a series that I was working on, but I don't like the composition of it, and I'm also not gonna be fixing it ever, so I think it's fine to get rid of. It's weird. Oh yeah, and I broke my foot. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, and my foot's broken, so I've not had a good couple of months here. Bug. This is a weird spider. Get off. Okay. Actually, maybe I should take this down. The back of this canvas kind of has remnants of other charcoal and like oil pastel. I don't want it to rub on this. So, oh fuck. So, yeah, I'm gonna take this down first. So for this canvas, I really, I like sketching more than I do painting, and so I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate both in my artworks, and me looking through, like studying the masters that incorporate that style. I really like Toulouse-Lautrec's artwork, and there's this other guy, Egon Schiele, or Egon Schiele. But both of those artists incorporated like sketching heavily while also obviously incorporating painting. And so I really got inspired by their artwork. And I've been trying to create pieces that are sort of reminiscent of that, but still my own. So nothing that I create today are like anyone else's images. I've been using myself as the model and then just incorporating those aspects of like Toulouse-Lautrec and Egon Schiele. Okay. So I got that down. That down, now I can staple this one up. So now that I've given that disclaimer, I think I'll just talk a little bit about just being an artist in the Midwest. I feel like my page is really just kind of all over the place. Like there's no, you wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to Cheria's channel because I want this sort of content. I just kind of create whatever, and that's kind of bothering me recently because I feel like for longevity you need some sort of consistency, and the only thing that I'm consistent about is consistently making artwork, which even that isn't like a consistent thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, what I'm doing today, I'm gonna just paint over this. First I'm gonna scrape off all this charcoal that I have on it, just so it won't blend in with the paint. Over the past few months when I have been trying to record content, I've noticed that when I'm painting, I mumble to myself a lot. Just because I'm like working through my thoughts, but I'm doing it verbally, obviously. I don't know why talking to yourself is like villainized. Because I do it all the time. I don't know. Okay, so anyways, this loose canvas that I have is the size of this other canvas series that I've been doing, which is why I'm using this canvas here. So I'm not doing a painting like this. This was just a comic painting that I did, but the size of this canvas is the size for me to paint something that would go along with this series of paintings that I've been doing. I'll insert a picture there so you can know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this size is perfect. So I'm gonna start by painting this canvas tan, because that also goes along with the series that I've been doing. I don't know if I should move the camera around. Like, I don't know where to move it. I guess I'll go here. I always feel awkward when my face is like all up in the camera because I feel like it's like weird. Why do you need to see me that much? But then I also don't know what to do for engagement because I feel like people also like to see your face. So maybe right here. Okay. So I'm gonna start by painting all the canvas tan, and then I'm gonna go over it with another tan color. So this tan is Sahara Sands. Can you see it? Sahara Sands. So I use this as the base, and then the actual tan color that I want is this rustic rye color. So to make sure none of this color is showing through, I'll do this one first and then the real color after. Where did my paintbrushes go? Would appear that I lost my paintbrushes. Where did they go? I fully thought I lost my paintbrushes, but they're over here in my little tip jar for when I used to do live paintings. I actually never got tipped by people when I would do live paintings, so that was just wishful thinking. Okay, so back on here. Also, if I hate the way this shot looks, you're gonna see the camera move again. I have no clue how all these other artists can just go around making their videos and they just come off so cool and carefree, but I feel like whenever I record myself doing artwork, I just don't seem like that. Like I don't have like the artist ego. And I don't know if it's because I'm just recording myself and I don't know anything about like good camera placement. But yeah, whenever I see other artists' videos, like art studio tour or this is why I create or something like that, they just always look really cool and carefree. And I just never come off like that, and I don't know why. It's kind of depressing because it makes me feel like I'll never make it because I don't fit that aesthetic. But yeah, what it's like to be an artist in the Midwest. So far for me, I've had a very good experience as far as the people who I've met. I'm just gonna check and make sure you can hear me over me painting. Hold on one second. Okay, you can hear me. Yeah, so I've had a lot of good experiences. The only thing that I do notice is that you can start to feel stagnant very fast. I was lucky enough to meet a lot of people who did have visions for like interesting things. So a show that I was a part of last year is called Found Matter by this really cool guy named Eamon. And I met him through an art gallery that I had sought out. And he found me through that art gallery. So like there's a lot of, you actually have to go out and make the connections. There aren't any like connections that are just advertised so grand that like you can't deny their presence. It's like you have to go find you gotta find the connections. So yeah, I met Eamon through that art gallery, and then he had an art show that I was a part of where I met other artists there. And then through me like traveling in that area where that art show was, I saw an advertisement for this other art show in town that I went to, and then later on last year I ended up being a part of that art show. And so now I'm like a regular person who's a part of this art event. And yeah, it's really cool, but no one tells you about these things. You have to find it. If you are in like a smallish circle or a small town or something like how I am. In this small town at least, there is no one else doing stuff like this. There are people who are doing things like on an individual scale, but there's no like great artist from my town, if that makes any sense, you know? Like there aren't any Warhols here. There's no like legacy of great artists or anything in my town. And so it makes it kind of difficult to stay motivated because there's nothing that's like keeping the art dream alive here except for yourself. And if you're surrounded by people who aren't artists and who like are supportive, but they can't support you in that creative way, it's like you have to purely be self-motivated to keep going. And so that's kind of difficult. And the thing that's interesting is that I have met people who are creative and who are interested in artwork, and because I have made a lot of connections, they want to get those connections through me, which I'm fine with doing, like I'm fine with that. But then there's no one who can reciprocate that for me, if that makes any sense. Like I can help other people, I can give those people the connections that I made on my own, but then no one can reciprocate that for me. So then even that's kind of disheartening because it's like, man, I'm really doing all of these things and no one can do the same for me. you know, unless I find the connection. So like I said, art shows that I was a part of last year, they were from connections that I made personally. They weren't anything that someone just told me about. It's like I went out and found the things. And so that just leaves you with a kind of sour feeling. Because no one likes to do work that no one else is willing to do, you know? Like, no one likes to do that. Also, if I'm rambling on in this, forgive me. I don't think I'm gonna do any cuts because I just need to get a video out. Like, I don't even really care anymore. But yeah, on the other side of like no one being able to reciprocate, there's also like energetic wise, I feel like I always sound cocky when I say things like this, but it's not coming from a cocky place, it's just coming from a place of truth. Like, people like artists. So think about in the olden days when like rich people would have artists and jesters as like pets, and they would just keep them in their circle just because they wanted to be entertained, right? People still view artists in that way, but obviously no one can be kept as a pet now. But because people still view artists as like this just cool thing to have around, people will still try to put you like in a box of entertainment and then want to use you for only that. So whether it be they want to like siphon some creative energy from you, or they want to know how you do what you do, just be around, like, that is draining. And that comes from like your energy not being reciprocated. And so in the Midwest, there's a lot of that because the majority of people just aren't doing the creative thing. The majority of people are just, you know, working and having families, which again, is perfectly fine. But when you are trying to do something different, it makes it a little bit harder because there's no one to reciprocate the energy that you're putting out. They just want to take. So once I'm done painting this, I think that's probably where I'm going to end the video. And I'll record more maybe. I guess the other thing about being an artist in the Midwest is that no one knows the value of what you're doing because they don't have anything to compare it to. I mean, there's obvious things that you can compare it to. Like, everyone knows about like the banana that was sold for $6 million. You know, everyone knows about stuff like that. But no one knows like what the going rate for art should be because everyone just gets their art from Hobby Lobby, right? Like, a lot of people don't know the value of a print versus an original piece. And so you try to make your artwork available in these spaces where normally people only sell prints, and they assume that your artwork is also a print, so they're like, oh, okay, this is how much? And they don't understand that you're charging what you're charging because you're selling original work. But then they still don't understand why you're charging what you're charging because they can buy something they like from Hobby Lobby for $30. And so it's just, I would say the main thing about being an artist in the Midwest is that it's just lonely. You can get a lot of people who don't understand. You get a lot of people who make backhanded comments. But when you do get people who support you, so like, I don't surround myself with negative people, and everyone who I have shown my artwork to, they're always supportive. But, you know, this doesn't take away from like when I have a booth at the farmer's market and people are saying things to me like, I gotta think of some things that people have said. I don't know, just people are saying like disparaging things. Like, yeah, it's great having a support system of people around you, but then when you have all these strangers saying bad things, that's the stuff that will stop you from pursuing your dreams. Obviously, the good stuff doesn't stop you from wanting to pursue dreams. It's the bad stuff that people say. And people have a lot of bad things to say. So yeah, I'd say the biggest thing about making art in the Midwest, specifically in a place that's not Chicago, or like somewhere with a great art scene, is that it's just lonely. Especially if you're younger and you're trying to create artwork that's like kind of non-conventional or not the norm. So Midwest, the artwork that sells is landscapes, plants, animals. That's what people like here. And I mean, you saw what I had before I painted this, you know? So you get a lot of scrutiny for your choice of subject when you're in like a small place. Okay, almost done. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this dry and then I'll put the second coat of the actual color that I want on top. And then I'll be ready to start my art piece. Okay, that's fine. Alright, thanks for watching.